All right, hey everyone. I am Keith from Engine. This is Noel from WEX. And we're going to talk a little bit today about seamless payment solutions and how it's just going to make your lives a whole heck of a lot easier when it comes to both fueling and lodging. Just so you guys are aware of who Engine is, we're a booking platform, really simple. Flights, cars, hotels. We'll talk about the ways that it helps save time and money, but you can see it up here, just a simple, easy platform to use, and you're going to get great rates and deals on hotels and all your travel. Just as a little bit of background here, we looked at how much we saved saved in lodging for trucking companies over the past year, and it was $8.5 million. That's a simple math equation of how much they would have paid if they just went to book that hotel or motel on any public site versus what they paid on Engine. So 8.5 million, not too bad. We have 1,500 trucking companies using us. Over 1 million searches are done for lodging by trucking companies, and it is completely free to use. So there's really no sales pitch here. It's a completely free platform.
Yeah, and then obviously from a fuel card perspective, WEX, we are the brand behind the Fleet One Edge card, the EFS card. We service a majority of the large trucking companies all the way down to the single owner operators. Millions of trucks rely on WEX on a daily basis to get fuel, and we have now formed this wonderful partnership with Engine that we're going to talk about today.
And one of the reasons we wanted to and were asked to come in and do this presentation is because of some of the surveys that you guys filled out ahead of time. And 45% of the folks that came to Matt said they were interested in learning about technology. 71% wanted tips to run a successful operation, and 31% wanted to learn about fuel cards and payment solutions. So that's why we're here talking about this. Whether you are an individual owner-operator or you have a fleet, work for a fleet, or aspire to own a fleet one day, we're going to break this down really simple into buckets to see how you can save time and money and how you can run a more successful operation. So should be pretty simple today. Why are we up here together? What Noel said earlier about this partnership. We actually recently just announced 2 days ago that Engine is officially the first travel platform that actually can be used with the WEX Fleet One and EFS fuel cards to book lodging. So it's just a much simpler way for you or anyone in your fleet or you as an owner-operator to use your WEX card, not have to pull out another type of payment method when you want to stop and book a hotel.
Yeah, from an ease of use, it allows you to use our form of payment, one invoice, pay into this, and be able to go through their app, use our form of payment to make that life a lot easier as opposed to having to use a separate credit card. If you talk about the trucking industry as a whole, there's tons of issues we know from the trucking perspective, but let's talk about a few of them. Obviously, things that are hitting the drivers and making it tougher from a day-to-day perspective for you not just to be able to concentrate on what you really need to do, and that is get from point A to point B. The supply chain issues that we have seen throughout this country have obviously slowed down trucking a little bit over the past 2 years. We're in the middle of a freight recession. We want to help you be able to how you can do any type of money savings perspective. Fuel prices. We launched a new product this week called the 10-4 app that'll help you save on a fuel perspective. Fuel fraud, card skimming has hit this industry in a terrible way over the past few years. Being able to use the new mobile app that we have in 10-4, you're using a fuel card, a fuel code. There is not an actual card. And then from a compliance perspective and safety, things that we can do to help you. These are all issues that we want to help you with. Come by our booth. We'll talk to you about that as well. But these 4 issues combined are one of the main reasons why Engine and WEX have decided to come together, because we can help solve some of these with you.
Yep. And we actually did a survey. We asked 2,500 people a set of questions, but what was cool is that it actually, I think that was me, actually got narrowed down to 500 that were in trucking. And so 500 responses from folks in the trucking industry. And what was interesting is we had about 50% of them that were single owner operators, and the other 50% came from fleets. So it was a good mix of respondents. And we found some interesting stats that I just want to run through. So first, starting with the owner operators. We asked them, what is the top factor for booking lodging? Right? Top factor for booking lodging. Let me hear. Anybody. What do you think the top factor was for booking lodging?
Audience participation.
Come on. Anybody. Price.
Price.
Price to go in. Any other ones?
I heard parking.
Booking lodging. You're a trucker on the road. You're driving the route. It's 3 a.m. What else? I hear nothing. What is it? Location. What was crazy was 73% said staying within budget, so price. 23% said comfort, and only 4% said location, which is kind of crazy, right? And so that just goes to us, that says, man, that price point really needs to be as low as possible in order for someone to be able to worry more about the things that they probably care more about, which would be comfort and location. We asked, are you happy with the level of hotel you can afford to stay in? 26% said no, they're not happy with it. One of the problems that I have with lodging is that parking was inadequate. 23% said true, and you could feel the pain points on that. Drive in, middle of the night, book a hotel, pull in, and there's no spot for the truck. It's a pain point. How many hours you spend per week on administrative tasks related to lodging? 63% said 4 to 7 hours, which was surprising. Would automatic syncing of invoices make lodging easier? So automatically getting all your invoices in without having to worry about receipts, 53% said yes. And would it be helpful if you had a mobile app to manage your hotels? 55% said yes, it would. So when you boil all that down to what they care about, it's efficiency, it's saving money, and it's safety. And the safety component comes down to, like, can they afford to stay in hotels or motels that they feel safe in, right? So then we turned it over and we looked at the actual people who own fleets and were managing hotels in that side. So they had a lot of the same things that they worried about with efficiency and saving money, but the other big one was losing drivers.
Yeah, if you think about driver retention as a huge piece in this industry right now, what's the most important piece when you own a trucking company? The gentleman or the lady that is driving that truck for you. And when you have an uncomfortable experience for a driver that is not happy with the way something is being handled, specifically like I need to be able to get a hotel room in a nice location where I feel safe, that has parking for my truck, and be able to use a really easy form of payment, an easy way to book it, all of that. If they're not having that experience, they might look at some other trucking companies out there that are allowing their drivers to do this. And so we want to make sure that this combination helps you guys have driver retention for sure.
It's pretty interesting when you think about the challenge here of driver retention. 90% turnover for large fleets. 90% is what they're worried about. For smaller ones, it's 78% of turnover, and you've got 41% of drivers out there who are actively seeking other employment. And so when we looked at some of the questions that actually we said, okay, is this really an issue? Do we think that the drivers are, do the carriers have to be worried about drivers leaving? I have left a trucking job because the quality of lodging was too low. We asked that question, and actually 29% said yes. I have left a trucking job because my safety wasn't taken seriously enough. 35% said yes, that's true. And one of the problems I have with lodging is incidentals that are charged to my personal card. Common pain point, let's say you're driving, you call in, dispatcher, someone books a hotel or motel for you, you pull in, and all of a sudden you got to give your personal card to do the incidental hold, which is quite frustrating. 26% said that was a pain point for them. Would you change trucking jobs if it meant more hotel flexibility? 45% said yes. And so ultimately, like we said before, this all boils down to saving time and saving money. So we figure we take each individually and start with talking about saving time.
Yeah, if you think about the way that you look out there, and from a fueling perspective, when you're using the WEX, the FS, the Fleet One Edge, any of those products, how easy the use is, let's make that same thing happen when it comes to hotels. Very easy to use. Use our form of payment, using their app to be able to book a room in a good location with parking from a safety perspective, and keep that your main focus going on getting your loads from point A to point B. We're talking more about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, so these are issues, these are issues from a perspective with us that will help you, and obviously the transaction being secure in the Engine app, and also just like from a fueling perspective, you want to be able to have the ease of use, security on the backside, not just truck parking security, but security on the way the payment is being processed, and then the ability to book within the Engine app, which really, I'm telling you, this is going to be a phenomenal relationship that we are forming here with the two companies, because we want to make sure the one thing we're doing is making your life easier from a trucking perspective.
That's right. We wanted to show you just how simple it is when it comes to saving time. So here's how the app works. You would whether you are on desktop or mobile, you could do it either way. But just like you would on a common application you might know, like an Expedia or something like that, you'd go in, you search for where you wanted to go. What's cool is that we are pulling in the best rates from all these different APIs. You can go down here and filter and go right to like truck and RV parking, which is going to filter down to only the hotels and motels that offer that. You'll see over here, save 12%, 17%, save $12, save that. Basically, when you think about the rates on here, and we'll get into saving money in a little bit, it's going to be on average a 26% savings on hotels without having to do anything. It's a free platform, like I said, to get in. But because we have relationships with tons of hotel partners, we're able to offer the better rates.
I will just emphasize that is massively huge for drivers out there, being able to feel comfortable from a parking perspective. I know we talked about the percentage that said parking is a rough spot, but when we hear all the time when we go talk to the trucking companies in person, when we talk about hotels and we talk about what they're doing, parking is a major piece. Price, parking. That's what we hear all the time. And so being able, like Keith said, being able to select, does this location have truck parking is a huge, I mean, it's a massive advantage.
And even to double down on it, what you can do is you can go to satellite view and actually drill in to make sure that the parking lot is big enough that it would handle the truck. Sometimes a hotel is going to say they have truck parking and they're thinking about an F-150, right? So this is the double check that you can do to drill in on the satellite view to actually check it out. And sometimes it's just surrounding areas that you might see, okay, there's a side street here, I could park on there. So it's super simple. As we said earlier, 55% of drivers said they would love the ability to have it all done through an app. This is all app-based. It's web as well, so you can book everything online. But let's say you're booking for a fleet of drivers. You make the booking at a corporate office, and boom, it just pops up on their app, and they have all the details they need right there. So it's all available right in your pocket. Also, late check-in is another filter that we didn't talk about, but is interesting. A lot of times you're on the road late. You book a hotel or motel, you come in and there's nobody at the front desk because they don't have the ability to do late check-in. So there's an actual filter on there to be able to make sure you pick a hotel that has late check-in available. Customer service is 24/7. It's all free. A lot of travel platforms are going to charge you $25 every time you call member service. Isn't the case here. It's completely free. If you do have a fleet and you're trying to control lodging prices for everybody, it's really simple. You have admin tools that allow you to set tiers, allow them to go, only spend a certain amount at certain hotels or in certain areas. You can add flex policy, which we'll talk about in a moment, to get you better cancellation opportunities to get that money back. Direct bill is really great if you are booking a lot of hotels. What you can do is you can, normally when you book a hotel, you pay right then and there for it, even though you're consuming it at another time. With direct bill, you can basically go and book all the hotels, and then we'll pay for them on your behalf, and then send you one consolidated invoice every 2 weeks or a month or whatever you decide, so that you can just pay it all at once. It also can be allocated down to specific job codes or anything like that. So it's super simple for the finance and accounting teams. Reporting and trends allow you to see how much you're saving, who's going where, what hotels were booked, all the good stuff there. So it's really simple.
I think if you think about it from a fueling perspective, all the analytics that Keith just went through are the same things that you're doing when it comes to fueling. Where am I fueling? How much am I spending? What am I saving? All of that. This gives you the exact same advantage from a hotel perspective. Now that we have the partnership that we have formed, when it comes to a form of payment, you are able to use the EFS card, the WEX Fleet One card, and use that as a form of payment, which again, if you had fewer headaches with less receipts, easy budgeting, supporting when it's needed most, we're all here to help you from that perspective. And so being able to have everything in one site and one location is just another advantage to help you guys.
Yep. So that was saving time, right? Those are time savers. Let's talk about the money side of it. Whether you're staying at the Four Seasons or you're staying at the local motel that's on the route, you're going to save money by using the Engine platform. As I mentioned earlier, $8.5 million saved for the 1,500 trucking companies that use us in the past year. And really what it comes down to, how we do this, is all based on pre-negotiated rates with hotels. So think about this, right? You're a hotel. It's not that hard to book your rooms on the weekend. You're pretty full, right? That's why hotel rooms cost a little bit more on the weekends, because they have the capacity, they have the demand. But on weekdays, they don't. Now, we're big in the trucking industry, but we have business travelers from all different industries using the platform. We have over 900,000 business travelers using the platform and booking on there. So when you had that kind of scale, we can work with our hotel partners and say, okay, look, you want business travelers during the week to fill up your rooms? Go ahead and give anybody who's using the Engine platform a better rate. So we are going to offer, by just accessing the Engine platform for free, you're going to get up to 60% off with an average of 26% savings on hotels. Like I said, that's 8.5 million, which is awesome. The other thing is more refund flexibility. So hotels typically are going to have their own policy. Sometimes it's 48 hours, sometimes it's 24 hours. All you have to do with the Engine platform is at checkout, you can select this thing called Flex, like a little insurance plan, but it's going to be much more inexpensive than you're typically used to. That would allow you to actually click it at checkout and get to where you can get a refund on the Engine platform right up until when you're checking in. It's the most flexible refund policy that you're ever going to find. So regardless of what the hotel says, if you use Flex, you're going to get the money back if you don't need that room. And it's really simple. If you have a fleet, you can actually, like I said, I keep saying we're free to use. We are. The only thing that you could pay us for, if you wanted to, was Flex Pro, which is essentially Flex for the whole company, and you don't have to check it at checkout. It's $167 a month if you sign up for a year. It covers your whole company. We have companies with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 employees that are fully covered by a single $167 payment, and they all swear by it. So it's a great option. Last thing, on the saving money side, in addition to the better room rates, you're actually going to earn double reward points. So if you're booking at your favorite hotel chain and you're going to get loyalty points to them, you can continue to get that, but you also earn Engine rewards on every dollar spent on the platform. So that's going to mean free hotel stays once you start racking them up, and they rack up really quick. So it's great.
And I think if you think about it from a cost perspective, I mean, saving 26% of anything is an amazing, absolutely. You think about from a fueling perspective, you're out there, people are looking, where should they fuel, hoping to save, 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. It's the same idea. And it literally has just as we have our Fleet One Edge network, which is out there, and you're able to get fuel discounts just using the product, it's the exact same idea from a hotel perspective.
Yep. And while we're on saving money?
Yeah, so if you think about that, that's the goal, right? When you have your own business, if you are a single owner operator or if you were in a trucking fleet, the main goal is to make money. And any way that we can help you, be it with Engine or from a WEX perspective, from our fuel card that you can use out there, the ability to go out and find the best prices that are available. And then if you sign up on our Fleet One Edge program, you get discounts that are already pre-negotiated through our platform that you can then go out there and save. And on average, you're looking at savings anywhere between 20 and 40 cents per gallon. So it's a very, very good way for you to help maintain that business. And again, like I said at the beginning, you're only having to worry about what you're truly supposed to worry about, and that's getting your loads from point A to point B. Let us help you with the fuel. Let us help you with the hotels, everything that can be out there. Another part where we want to be able to help you, and if you want to come up here after this and scan this QR code, we can get you more information from a tire perspective. But we have a tire program that, just like saving you on fuel, just like we're going to do with Engine, saving you on hotels, you can also save on tires. We have the best negotiated discounts out there from a tire perspective that we would hope that you come up and you want to talk to us about. If you have any questions from a tire perspective, a hotel perspective, a fuel perspective, come by our booth. We're going to be here all the rest of the day and all day tomorrow. We'd love to talk to you and get you guys involved in any of our programs.
Absolutely. So look, we ran through this quickly, but it's whether you are an individual owner-operator or you have a fleet or aspire to own one, this is really what we're seeing. Thousands of companies utilizing our two companies here to save time and money and to run a more efficient operation. It's as simple as that. When we get down to the saving side of it, it's just hard to beat.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all, at the end of the day, we know from a trucking perspective that it's a pennies business, right? You want to be able to save a penny here, a penny there all day long. It helps you keep that business flowing and that cash flow flowing. So we just, once again, are here. Our goal, one of the reasons why we partnered with Engine is our goal is to do what's best for our customers, to really offer the best platform for our customers out there, and that's why this partnership was formed, because we don't think there's anything out there in the industry like this today. We do, there obviously is competition, but not like this. And this is going to really, I think by this time next year, when we come back to Matt's next year, this will be a very well talked about program. I mean, it's going to be used. We already have, we've been kind of beta testing it, and we have a ton of customers that are already really, really excited about this. And now that they can use their fuel card with us, it's going to be wonderful.
It's going to be great. That's why we're up here together. We, Engine, are at booth 37309. Again, I'll say it, it's completely free. It's a free platform. You just need, and typically, we only, like if you go to the website on any other day, you need a business email to get into the Engine platform, right? So we don't take personal Gmails or anything like that. It's built for businesses. Here at WEX, because we know that a lot of folks out there are owner-operators and they don't have a business email, we're allowing personal emails in to be able to access the platform. It's only going to happen while we're all here together. So if you have a Gmail, want access to the platform where you're going to save time and money, go to 37309. It's always free. There's no contracts, no minimum spends, no charges when you call for agent assist fees or anything like that. So super simple.
Yeah, and I think that from our perspective, again, one thing that is wonderful from here, and just Keith keeps saying it, there's no subscription fee for this, right? Like you literally can look on their app, look on their site, and pick the best hotel rates that are available, but you're not committed by anything at all. It's just there to help you. Over at our booth, we'd love to talk to you, 18068. If you have questions around the hotel and around the relationship with Engine, if you have questions on fuel discounts, or if you have questions on tires, or anything that we can help you with from that perspective, come by and see us. We'd love to talk to you. We've had a ton of activity today. We've got some great giveaways, so come by and see us. We'd love to spend some time and see how we can help you guys save money.
They do have really good giveaways. They have cool hats. We've got some hats at our station too, so if you're looking for some hats, you can hit both of them and really stock up there.
Yeah, come by. Any questions?
No? All good? We'll be around. We got some Engine folks out here. Some WEX folks are back there as well, so if you need anything, we're here.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, guys.